Hey friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I want to talk to you about protein because protein is absolutely crucial in any training program. But first, let's talk about my sunburn, shall we? No, but really, I was let outside for the first time in months today and we were allowed to go swimming and I obviously got a sunburn. So it's very hot, but completely worth it, and I'm 100% not mad about it whatsoever. So anyways, back to protein. So I get asked all the time how much protein someone should be getting. And so if you stick around to the end of my video, I will tell you exactly how to know how much protein you're getting. But let's get started. In this video, I'm going to talk about what protein does, why it's important, and some tips that you can use towards getting the protein amount that you actually need in your training program and your daily life. So what exactly does protein do? Well, in order to cover that, we need to recap what happens during any sort of training session. So when you lift weights, let's use the shoulder press for example, you are using the muscle to move a weight against the force of gravity. That's why they call it resistance training, because you are resisting the force of gravity and the opposing weight determines how much force you need to apply in order to move it. And so when your muscle moves that force, it is putting a strain on the muscle, and when you put that strain on the muscle, you cause micro tears, essentially causing damage to the muscle. And the reason why protein is important is because protein is the macronutrient that you take into your body that's actually going to go into repairing that micro tear. This damage that you cause to the muscle, if not repaired, can actually make you more prone to injury and will stall your progress because you won't be able to make your muscles bigger or stronger. You have to wonder, how does the body use the protein to repair the muscle? How does it use the protein to make bigger and stronger muscle? Let's get into that. So protein is made up of amino acids, and amino acids are necessary for all kinds of different things in the human body. But for right now, let's just stick with muscle building because muscle building is already complex in itself. So when the body takes in the protein, it breaks down the protein into these amino acids. And then the amino acids work with other nutrients in the body to create new strings of protein. It takes the amino acids and puts them back together, they become new proteins, and then they go into the damage inside the muscle. It goes into those micro tears. And this essentially is what becomes the repair of the muscle. So we repaired the muscle. How do we go about growing new muscle? So the muscle damage itself actually acts like a little bit of a radar, and it calls over these things called satellite cells. Those satellite cells, when they reach the micro tear, they actually multiply, and they work with the amino acids not only to repair the micro tear, but also to reinforce the micro tear so that the micro tear can become stronger. Essentially, those satellite cells make the existing muscle bigger and stronger. So to sum all of that up, you need a certain amount of protein so that you can repair the muscle damage that you're causing during training, as well as enough protein to grow the muscle. Protein is not only important, it's absolutely crucial. If you don't have enough protein in your diet, then you're not creating the body's ability to repair the damage that you've caused during training. And therefore, you make yourself more prone to injury. So how about how to get enough protein? Well, first off, of course, you need to know how much protein you need, but let's skip over that for now and talk about some things that you can do to get protein into your diet. The most efficient way to know how much protein you're getting every day is to 1, read labels, and 2, to track how much you're getting. These two things can be done on their own, but you should do them together so that you can see an overall big picture of what you're getting every day. So first, reading the label. So the nutrition label on any sort of product is a very useful tool. There's a lot of things on the nutrition label, but for now, let's just stick with protein and the serving size. So each serving size is going to have a certain amount of protein, whether it's 8 grams, 10 grams, 12 grams. You always want to make sure that you read that nutrition label on the back of a product, because if you're just looking at the front of the product and it says, ooh, 10 grams of protein, that doesn't mean that it has 10 grams of protein. That means that it has 10 grams of protein in however many serving sizes they've decided is that 10 grams of protein. So it might say 10 grams of protein on the front, and then on the back you see that you have to eat the entire thing to get those 10 grams of protein, which may mean that you're getting 560 grams of carbs, which isn't necessarily what you're looking for. So always read that label so that you can become educated on what you're getting in every serving size, and then decide what serving size is most appropriate for you and your training plan. Great, so you read the nutrition label and you found out that those 10 grams of protein is exactly what you needed for your day because you had 12 grams of protein left. But in order to know that you had 12 grams of protein left, you had to track your food, right? I like to use MyFitnessPal because it is the most efficient way to input my entire day worth of food. I can do it beforehand if I want, I can do it the day of, I can do it while I'm eating, I can make changes as I feel necessary, and I can also break it up into however many meals I'm going to eat during a day. MyFitnessPal actually lets you input your food in a bunch of different ways. You can input it using the ingredients and the amount. You can input it using a pre-made meal, so like from a restaurant, takeout or something like that. Or you can scan the barcode of the actual food product that you're using. When tracking with any program that you use, it's absolutely crucial that you put in the appropriate measurements. So you want to make sure that you're either weighing your food or you're measuring your food using cups, tablespoons, teaspoons, because if you're not putting in accurate food amounts, then you're not going to get accurate numbers at the end of the day. And therefore, you're not going to make progress in the way that you would hope you would make progress. Just guessing in general can throw off your overall numbers, so just don't do it. For me personally, I like to count in cups and tablespoons. It's what works best for me. I've never been one to carry around a scale, so I don't use that method, but you are more than welcome to use a scale. It is the most accurate way to do it. So at the end of the day, or at the end of inputting all of your ingredients, you can actually click on one of the tabs and see all of your macronutrients in a little bit of a graph, and then you also see the values down below. So you're able to see how much protein you're getting in a day versus the other macronutrients. So now the moment that you've all been waiting for, how much protein should you be getting in a day? This is my favorite question because it certainly varies from person to person, and it also varies between what calculation you're using online. Those are completely inaccurate, just to let you know. So according to the recommended daily guidelines, you actually want to get 0.8 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight. And this is on the low end. So this is typically for a regular person not doing any sort of strength training regimen, but is trying to maintain the muscle that they have in their body. This is not appropriate for anyone that is doing a strength training program. So do not use this 0.8 grams per kilogram. It is most likely not correct for your body. So then on the high end, you have 1.8 grams of protein per kilogram. This is if you're an athlete or a professional bodybuilder, and it's important to know where your training regimen actually falls on the scale, because if you're getting too much, then you're just going to put on excess body fat. So I know you're probably asking by now, so what am I supposed to do? How am I supposed to know? Well, the best way to get an accurate macronutrient spread is to work with a trained professional. And by that I mean working with someone like me. I'm a certified personal trainer, and I've acquired the experience necessary to provide my clients with the proper macros that they need in order to reach their goals. So if you're watching this video, I'm going to be doing a free macro calculation for every single person who shares this video. So screenshot your share and send it to me in a DM on Instagram so that we can start discussing how to get your macros in the right range for your particular goals, in the gym and in the kitchen. Well, that's all I have for you guys today. I hope that you share this video and check out my links down below. If you don't follow me on Instagram already, go ahead and give me a follow, and I'll see you guys next Tuesday.